Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope you're fine. Our today's lesson for discussion is the Scarecrow. As you know, we had already completed this story and we had already done the questions. In today's lesson we will do the reference. We will try to attempt the reference to the context and then it is questions. Now let us start reference to the context part number first. It is page number 41 of Chinor second 12th English, right? So let us start. Read the extract given below and answer the questions that follow. Read the extract given below and answer the questions that follow. Now let me read the extract and then we will try to solve its questions. We will try to give the answer of its questions. So the text, listen. He put his notebook away. He put his notebook away, climbed out and lit another cigarette. Then he walked a few paces and stood in the middle of the road. It seemed as if he was the only human being in the whole world. He had never felt so completely desolate. Let me read the text again. He put his notebook away, climbed out, and lit another cigarette. Then he walked a few paces and stood in the middle of the road. It seemed as if he was the only human being in the whole world. He had never felt so completely desolate. Now question number 1, that is A. Who is he in these lines? Who is he in these lines? Here he is actually Mrigan Ko Babu. So answer of this A part is who is he in these lines? Actually here he stands for Mrigan Ko Babu. So he stands for Mrigan Ko Babu in these lines, right? Now the part number B, that's question number B. What was he writing on the notebook? What was he writing on the notebook? He was actually a popular writer. He was a famous writer, and that's why the question arises here. The writer asks us what he was writing on the notebook. He was writing some points for his story. He was writing some points for his story which were being asked by the Bharat magazine on the notebook. He was actually writing some points for a story, the story which was being asked by the Bharat magazine on the notebook. So answer of this question is what he was writing on the notebook. He was writing some points, some important points for a story being asked by the Bharat magazine on the notebook, right? So he was writing some important points for a story being asked by the Bharat magazine on the notebook. Now part number C of this question, of this part is who caught his attention. Why? When he was writing some important points on the notebook, then suddenly something caught his attention. And what was it and why? Actually it was the Scarecrow. The Scarecrow caught his attention. It caught his attention because this Scarecrow wore a printed shirt that reminded him, that reminded this Babu of someone. Who was reminded? It was actually his servant, that is Abhiram. So who caught his attention? Why? It is simple answer is the Scarecrow caught his attention. It caught his attention because it wore a printed shirt that reminded him of someone. Now, part number B of the reference to the context. Let me read the text of this part. Because I knew that one day I would meet you again, my heart longed. Yes, even a dead man can have a heart to tell you what I learned after death. Because I knew that one day I would meet you again, my heart longed. Yes, even a dead man can have a heart to tell you what I learned after death. This was the text. Now questions follow. Question number A. Why did Abhiram want to meet Mrigan Ko Babu? Mrigan Ko Babu was actually, he was a famous writer. This Abhiram was his servant. He worked in their house for about 20 years. But one day he lost his job. So question is, why did Abhiram want to meet Mrigan Ko Babu? Why did Abhiram want to meet Mrigan Ko Babu? This is part number first. Now the answer is, actually Abhiram, his servant, want to meet Mrigan Ko Babu because he wanted to tell him the truth about the stolen watch. Actually, why did Abhiram want to meet Mrigan Ko Babu? Actually, Mrigan Ko Babu, this Abhiram actually wanted to meet Mrigan Ko Babu because he wanted to tell him the truth about the stolen watch. The watch which was stolen by somebody, or which had been lost when Abhiram lost his job, when Abhiram, the servant of Mrigan Ko Babu, lost his job. So question here is, why did Abhiram want to meet Mrigan Ko Babu? Abhiram wanted to meet Mrigan Ko Babu because he wanted to tell him the truth about the stolen watch. Now part B is, what did Abhiram learn after death? What did Abhiram learn after death? Death के बाद उसने अब क्या सीखा? Yes, he learned after that one should always tell truth. One should not tell lie. One should never tell lie. So he learned after that we should always tell the truth. We should always tell the truth. So Abhiram learned after that we should always tell the truth. Right? Now part C, how he had been declared a thief. Question is, how he had been declared a thief. How Abhiram had been declared a thief. Actually, after going through the whole story, now we know that Abhiram was not a thief. He had not stolen the watch. The watch was under the wardrobe. So we all know that Abhiram was not a thief. Now the answer of this question is, how he had been declared a thief. When answer is, when Abhiram denied the charge of stealing the watch, then they bring a local witch doctor. He was called, who by rotating a wicker tray declared Abhiram a thief. So answer of this question is, when Abhiram denied the charge of stealing the watch, a local witch doctor was called, who by rotating a wicker tray declared him a thief. Now part D, what was he accused of stealing? What was he accused of stealing? He was accused of stealing Mrigan Ko Babu's watch. Right? So these were the two questions. Now there is vocabulary. Let us see. Let's understand. Scarecrow is a compound word. Compound words are formed by putting together two words to form a new word. Right? What are compound words? Here we know that Scarecrow is a compound word. As we know, ink pot, blackboard, these are classroom, classmate, these are all compound words. So here also Scarecrow is a compound word. Compound words are formed by putting together two words to form a new word. Now, compound words can be closed compound words, open compound words, and hyphenated compound words, right? Now, what are the closed compound words? Closed compound words that are written as one word. For example, scarecrow plus crow, then this is scarecrow, right? Now, another B part. Open compound words, words that are written in two separate words. For example, petrol gauge, right? And next word, classroom. So another C part, hyphenated compound words, words separated by a hyphen. That is, for example, यहाँ पे जिसने लिखा that is well known और बीच में एक dash है, so this is hyphenated. Hyphen बीच में hyphen है, so these are hyphenated compound words. So now compound words, they are formed by putting two words together, right? Now there we are having the three types of these compound words. One is closed compound words, words that are written in one word as one word. So now there is another type of compound word, that is open compound words that are written as two separate words. Now there is another compound word, that is hyphenated compound words, words separated by a hyphen. So use the following words to form as many compound words as you can. You may use the dictionary, so we were allowed to use a dictionary so that we may be able to understand the compound words. It's three types. Now room, this is an example, this is a given example. Room, so there is roommate, room service. Roommate, this is closed compound word, and this is, then there is room service, so this is open compound word, right? So now we have been asked to make the words from the following words, make the compound words from the following words. Now there is first word, that is night. So we can say night blindness, we can say night cap, we can say night time, right? So now there is another word, that is paper. We can say paper bag, we can say paper knife, we can say paper match. So now there is another, that is post, so we can say post box, we can say post dated. Now there is another word, that is home, we can say home boy, so this is closed. Home address, this is open compound. Homegrown, this is hyphenated, right? Another word, that is watch, this is, we can say watch out, this is open. We can say watchdog, this is closed. We can say watchman, this is closed. Now another word is, that is class, we can say classless, classmate, we can say class conscious. So there is another word, we can make compound words, old age. Old is word, so we can make old age, this is open compound word. Old fashioned, this is hyphenated, so we can say old time, this is hyphenated. Another is after, we can say after birth, this is closed compound word. We can say after effects, this is open compound words. So we can say another word, that is afterlife. What is afterlife? So this is compound, this is closed compound word. So this was all to it today's lesson. Hope you might have understood it. Thank you very much.